Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another Thursday. Hope everybody's doing good. Tonight, I decided to do something a little different. I wanted to show you that with one stamp set, you can style a few different kind of cards. So I'm using the leaves of holly tonight, and I use just the traditional colors of green and red with the basic white. Then I did pretty much a similar card, but with Night of Navy and Balmy Blue. And then I tried it with basic black and silver embossing. And that looks really kind of pretty. And then I have some glimmer paper, hey do, in the background. So I'm going to just pull this down a little. So just something a little different. Um, I was at a loss for what to make tonight. So we're just going to do a few, hello, just a few announcements and then we'll get started. Come November, there's going to be a new suite available. And I believe I am going to do my craft box for November with this suite. Okay, so just be on the lookout for that. For the month of October, if you want to become a demonstrator, either as a hobbyist, just to save money on your crafting supplies, or you'd like to build a business, for the $99 starter kit, this month you'll be getting $155 worth of product and not $125. So it's a $30 bonus, and you would be eligible for the new you would be able to add this to your starter kit if that's what you wanted. One more thing, registration for this month's craft box, and it's a little purse, will be up on the 15th. So if you wanted to get this craft box for October, you need to sign up before the 15th. Okay. And with that, hi Sheila. Thank you, thank you. Thanks. And also, I just want to give a shout out to Karen. I got your card today, Karen. It is adorable. I love that pocket. And the way you use the grommets for the flowers. Very creative. Thank you so much. All right, so let's start with just the traditional Christmas card. We all love traditional Christmas cards, right? So we're going to start out with some basic white. And this is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4.25. You don't have to keep track of the measurements. I will have a PDF for you posted tomorrow. How's the puppy? Awesome. The puppy is just so good. Hey Elizabeth, we got home. Now let me see if I can get this straight in my head. I believe we got home Tuesday about 7 o'clock at night. Hey Margaret. And she did have an accident Tuesday night. But since then, when she needs to go out, she sits at attention and whines. She's really incredible. Hi, Linda. So she's really very good. She sleeps all night. She eats really good. We went to the vet today. She weighs 20.5 pounds and she's 8 weeks old. So she's going to be a big girl. But she's sweet, sweet as can be. We love her. It was well worth the trip. All right, so we have real red 5.25 by 4, and then basic white 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And I ran it through the cut and emboss machine with the gingham embossing folder. Now I'm going to see if I have any glue in here, because all we are going to do is glue these together. But yeah, she's really sweet, I have to say. It was a long trip. We left on Sunday afternoon after I fed my cats. And we got there Monday morning. Thank you, Sheba. Yeah. She weighs more than my grand. We named her Sheba. We had a Doberman. Her name was Reba. And I've been asking my sister for the last 6 years to find me a replacement for Reba, because she was so exceptional. And she found me one just this, I guess it was, we went on Sunday. I think she called me on Friday and told me that she had found her. So she's really sweet. So that's why we named her Sheba. All right, so now we have those layers on the front of the card. And I die cut from the stitched rectangles at the 3x4 3/8 rectangle out of real red. And then I took a piece of basic white, ran it through the cut and emboss machine with the Melody embossing folder. And this is 4 1/4 by 2 7/8. And we're just going to, again, we're going to glue this down right onto this layer. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is right side up. I could be wrong, but it does, I think it is the correct way. And then we are just going to take this and pop it up. So like I said, I would not suggest trying to go to Florida and come back like we did. It was crazy. I'm still exhausted. But I got to see my sister, and I haven't seen her in like 9 years. So that was really nice. But I'm glad I'm home. All right, so we're just going to pop this up right on the front of the card. So far, hey Kathy, so far pretty straightforward. Now, for the rest of the card, the Leaves of Holly set comes with this die, which is really very pretty. And you can leave it, I'll just put red behind it. You can leave it just with the white, or it also comes with a die that we can die cut and add to the back, so it pulls the color through. And I actually did the die cut in Garden Green. Let me just see if I don't have it right here. Looking to see if I have my little silicone mat available, and I don't. I must have used it. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue, and we're just going to add some glue to the back of these leaves. And I don't want to put too much because I don't really want it to show through. So we're just going to add some glue. And then this piece fits perfectly on these leaves. Just like that. So now we have our leaves, and it's Garden Green that I used. Then I'm going to pull the Season's Greetings and some Real Red, and we're going to stamp the sentiment right here. And this time I will get, I don't know where I stuck that crazy thing. Since I've cleaned my craft room, I haven't been able to find anything. All right, so we're just going to stamp it closer to the top than the bottom. Make sure I don't rock it. Just like that. Get rid of this for a second. Pull our card base in, and then I am going to just adhere this right to the front of the card. Now, I don't really want my leaves to go over the edge, so we'll add our glue. I'm just going to add it to this section, and I'm going to add it to this little piece that's sticking out. And just stick it right here on the front of the card. Let me just make sure I put it on there straight. That looks good. So I just adhered it right down to the front. Then we're going to take our garden green stamp pad and just a piece of scrap. This isn't actually a scrap, but I've been using them like crazy, my scraps. And we're going to take one of the leaves that has a lot of veins in them, and we're going to ink it up and stamp it. Grab that coordinating die that goes to this stamp and die cut it. And once it dries, it looks like this. So the color is completely different until it dries. And we can pull our card in, and I'm actually going to pop this leaf up right about there. Hey, Kay. Hi, Diana. Hello, Kathy and Fran. How's everybody doing? Hi, Janice. Aw, thanks, Janice. Yeah, instead of making a trio of the same sort of cards, I figured let's try something different because everybody has different taste, you know? So that's what I figured I'd do tonight. So that's why I'm all over the place with my colors and my, styles. All right. So now we have our leaf. I also die cut with the dies that come in the Leaves of Holly bundle, one large and one smaller leaf. And this is also in garden green. And we're going to add the larger leaf right here under the sentiment. And then the smaller leaf, we're just going to take it and put it right here in front of this leaf, just to the side a little. And all I'm going to do is I am going to actually glue this down. There's really not that much room to add dimensionals to. And we already popped this one up. So let's just get this down. I did not glue the bottom. And then we're going to do the same thing to this. I'll get it on the left-hand side so we can glue it down to that leaf. And then I'm going to leave the right-hand side of the leaf free. Just like this. And then in those dies, it also has these little sprigs. And I die cut these in Granny Apple Green. I thought I did 4, but I guess I did not. So we'll stick with the 3. That's okay. So we're just going to stick these in. Whoops. Again, little bit of glue. I'm actually going to stick one. We'll do this one up here, right underneath those leaves. The other two I'm going to put on this side. And I'm just going to, again, little bit of glue. And we're just going to tuck it under. Just to add a little bit more green. And this one, we're just going to add right like that. Then if you were here when I created with this set the last time, we have these awesome berries. And I found that if you stamp the shadow first, and we're going to use cherry cobbler. This is the shadow. If you stamp that shadow first, let me pull out my real red, and then stamp the berries second, it's much easier because you can see that dark red through the stamp so much easier. And I didn't get enough ink on there. There we go. You can see it's so much better to stamp with. And then it comes with a coordinating die. And then we can just die cut that out. And we're going to pull our card back in. And we're actually going to add 2 dimensionals so it really adheres to the front really well. And we're just going to cover up all these ends to our leaves. Okay, just like that. I have ink on my fingers. All right, so there is the front of our card. Let's grab some real red jewels. And we're just going to stick these on randomly right on the front of the card. And we'll put one right there. All right. So just really quick and easy. Yep, leaves of holly. Isn't it true, Janice? Don't you do that all the time? I think, yeah, the peaceful cabin, I did not get rid of that one. I still have it. I just love it. Thanks, Margaret. All right, so just really quick and easy card. Now for the inside, I took garden green and cut up some sprigs and then added embellishments to the inside. Something just a little different. So, but for tonight's card, what I'm going to do, let me just get my sprigs here. I'm actually going to go right down to the corner. So I'm just going to add some glue right down the center. And then I'm going to start in the corner, just like that. And then I'm going to take the other large one, and I'm just going to, like I said, add the glue to the center. Because I don't want that glue squeezing out. You can see it so much. Actually, you know what? We're just going to leave it at 2 here. If you don't like that it's sticking up like that, you can take a scrap piece of paper, add just a little bit of glue, and stick it under that spot and just pull it out and push it down. This way you won't have a splatter of glue all over the place, and it'll be nice, a nice clean area. And then let's just add some red gems. I have glue on my finger now. Right to the bottom. And we'll grab our real red. And I believe this is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And then this is 5 1/4 by 4. And if you're joining late, you don't have to worry about the dimensions. I will have a PDF posted for these cards tomorrow. And then we're just going to layer this up. I don't use glue on my white layers because I don't like the way it looks. Sometimes it shows through if I happen to use too much of the glue. All right, so let's just set this on the inside of our card. Get it even. And there you go. Just a regular, traditional, thank you, traditional Christmas card. Really quick and easy. Well, I don't know how quick and easy, but. And then for the second card, let's do some monochromatic. Something a little different. And this is in Balmy Blue. Same size card base, 8.5 by 5.5. Scored at 4 1/4. Then we have another layer of Balmy Blue. And I think this is 5 3/8. Yep, 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And then a basic white that is 5 1/4 by 4. Now I'm just going to pull this back in, and I have to be honest, I do not have, let me just look through here a second. All my brushes I've used with every color except blues. So let's see if I can get this to do a clean blue. And I'm going to grab some Balmy Blue. And I just want, let's see. All right, that's not too bad. I just want to add this to the bottom of the card. Just going to do it on this side. And I'm just doing a light coating just to add some color to the bottom. Quick and easy. And that's Balmy Blue. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to layer this up. I'm going to use some seal to get my white layer down so we don't see that glue. Get it on here even. And then I'm just going to glue this right to the front of the card. All right, so there is the front. Now, before I go any further, I am just going to grab that Balmy Blue again, and we're going to add our Christmas wishes. Excuse me. But before I stamp, I'm just going to make sure that my stamp is clean so we get a nice Balmy Blue stamp color. And we'll test it out first. I'll just pull this in. I just want to make sure it's a clean. Yep, that looks good. Okay, so, whoops. We're just going to ink this up. And I just want it up here in this corner. And I'm going to try very hard not to rock. You know I love to rock. So we have our Christmas wishes. No, Sheba is not with me. I actually have Iggy in here with me. The cats are not happy, to say the least. So, She's in the living room with Bill, and I have Iggy, so he could hang out and rest and not have to worry about her. All right, so now I'm going to grab some Night of Navy, and we're going to grab the large leaf, and we're just going to ink this up. And because these are the photopolymer stamps, you just want to make sure that there's ink covering it really well, and then give it a good stamp. Okay, and that's what it looks like. Really very pretty. And then again, you'll take the coordinating die. I know everybody knows how to die cut, and you're just going to die cut that out, and you'll get your leaves that look like this. And again, you'll notice it dries. Well, you might not be able to tell with this, but it does dry a completely different color. So we're just going to pull our card in, and let's just lay out where we want our leaves. So we're just going to sit these. We want to just fill in this space. Okay, they're going to be glued down, and I think that is probably a good spot. So let's add some glue. I have to say it's warm in here tonight. It's been raining all day, so it was damp, but boy, it is warm. All right, so then it is all adhered to the front. Then I took another die from that same Leaves of Holly and die cut a leaf in Balmy Blue. This one I want to pop up. So we're going to use some smaller dimensionals, and you'll notice that there's a good spot right there for that dimensional. And then I'm going to add one down here. I'm not going to worry about it showing because we're going to cover up the end of this with some berries. So we're just going to take these off, and we're going to just adhere this. I'll go from this corner here. I hear Bill singing. He must be happy tonight. I'm going to take that one off, and I am just going to, just looking at this, I'm just going to trim the end of this leaf off. It's just a little too long. And we're going to add the dimensional up here. All right. So we're just going to add it just like that. Now, if you'll remember those little sprigs from the other card that I did in green, I actually die cut some in white, and then I die cut the two more in white and actually added some glitter to them to give them a little sparkle. Stampin' Up does not have glitter this year, at least not right now, so I use just Studio Extra Fine glitter that I've had in my craft room forever. So all we're going to do now is let's grab some berries. I actually stamped the berries in Night of Navy and Balmy Blue, okay, just like I did the red ones. So let's just add some dimensionals. Take these papers off. And we're going to add these right here. I want to cover these ends. So let's add them right about there. Now let's add our little sprigs. I'm just going to add my glue to the center, and we're just going to tuck. Uh-oh, I hear the baby. She's crying at the door. She must hear me. Okay. And we're going to put one on the opposite side. Just like that. And then the plain ones, I'm going to do the same thing, but we're going to go in the opposite direction, just to fill in some space. She's crying out there. So we just need to tuck that in. I'm just going to push it down a little. Make sure that glue adheres somewhere. And then we'll grab one more and tuck it right in there. So just to add a little bit. Aw, thank you. Yep, you could use Wink of Stella too. So we have a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of blues. Then I'm going to take some iridescent pearls because these are really, really pretty. And I'm going to take a larger one and we're going to stick it right here near the sentiment. And then the smaller ones, we're just going to put them around randomly on the front of the card. And that's all I have. Just quick and easy. So a little bit different from the other one, but still pretty quick. All right, let's get these pearls put away in case I need them again. Now for the inside of this card, I just put a leaf and the berries. So I think though I'm going to just change it up a little. I have the Balmy Blue layer, which is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And then we have 5 1/4 by 4 in the white. And this time I think I'm going to put the leaf this way and cover it with the berries like this. And this is Balmy Blue. This leaf was stamped in Balmy Blue. So let's just add this here. And then we're just going to add the berries right on top. Add some seal. The only bad thing about glitter is it gets all over. I think I have it on my face. It's on all over my desk. All right. And let's just add this to the center. And there is card number 2 for those who like monochromatic. Thanks, Melanie. Hi, Vicky. How are you? Thank you, ladies. All right, one more. Now, this one, definitely non-tradition. Unless you really like black. I know my daughter, Amanda, she loves black. So, this one's just a little different. So, I have basic black. And this is 11 by 4 1/4. And it's scored at 5 1/2. Then I am going to add another layer of basic black. And this is 5 1/4 by 4. Then I grabbed a piece of metallic and shimmer 6 by 6 specialty paper with black and silver. And you can see it's nice and glittery. And this is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And we're just going to adhere this right down onto this layer. I did not use one bow tonight. Can you believe it? All right. So really, really very pretty paper. I wanted to do gold, but the gold was in green, which I guess I could have done. But I really wanted black. All right, so let's just adhere these down to the front of the card. So we have our card base. Really simple. I then took some basic black and I die cut the same 4 by 2 5/8 stitched rectangle. And then I cut another piece of basic black, which is 2 1/2 by about 3 3/4. I wanted it to fit in between the stitches. I'm not really worried about the bottom stitches because we're going to cover it up. Let me pull the card in. We're going to cover it up with leaves. And we're going to grab this one. Let me just grab my pad again. Okay. I'm going to just use my embossing buddy and wipe that up. Let's grab some Versamark, and I'm not going to show you my Versamark because it needs to be replaced. And I'm actually grabbing the trees from Campology. I just thought they were really pretty trees. Thanks. Hello. Okay, so we're using Campology, and I'm just going to ink it up with some Versamark. Make sure it's covered really well. And then I'm just going to fit this on here. Not being too fussy about where it is, but I just want to get some good amount of tree on the front. All right, so now we have that stamped. I'm just going to grab I see a spot right there. My silver embossing powder. And emboss our trees. And let me just heat this up quick. I know I have a new one. It's Sharon, right? Not Michael. What are you doing? I see 2 puppy paws under my door. All right, so there we go. I love watching the embossing powder change. It's awesome. All right, so there's our trees. They really come out fairly nice, even though they're not that detailed. They really look like really pretty Christmas trees. So let's pull our rectangle back in, and we're going to just glue this right to this rectangle. And again, I want to see the stitches at least on these 3 sides. I'm not going to worry about the bottom piece, but I do have to hold this just for a minute because of the heat gun wasn't hot enough, so of course it warps your paper a little bit. All right, so here we have it all set up. Let's grab some dimensionals. We're gonna pop this up. Just like that. Pull off our papers. since I've been pulling these papers off like this, I don't have all these little pieces all over the house. So if you don't want to find them all over, it's a good way to take the paper off. So we're just going to center this right on the front of the card. Okay, easy peasy. To save time again, I embossed and die cut 2 leaves that we're going to add to the front of the card, just like that. And I think I did just glue them. Excuse me. And then I used the Schick dies, and I die cut some leaves. These are the leaves that are in the Schick dies. And I just wanted them in black. I have one more that I forgot to poke out. So we have these. And then I took same dies, the Schick dies, little snowflake in black. And then I die cut, embossed and die cut a silver snowflake. Yes, we got our new puppy. We went to Florida, left on Sunday, came home, got home on Tuesday. We spent some time with my sister, who I haven't seen in 9 years, so that was awesome. And then we got back home. All right, so like I said, I'm just going to adhere these to the front of the card. So I'm just going to put glue on that side. And we're going to add this one here. What's the matter, Sheba? And then some glue right here. Just like that. Okay? And so because there's so much silver here, I'm actually going to take these leaves, and I am going to use a larger dimensional. We're not going to see it, but I'm going to stick the end of this dimensional to these larger leaves. And we're going to add another one, just like this. We take the paper off the back, pull the card in, and we're actually going to center this so it's over top of these 2 leaves. Okay? I'm going to add a bit of glue, grab my snowflake, and we're going to put that snowflake right in the center. Let's grab some beautiful diamonds, and I think I'm going to use a medium size one, and we're going to put it right there in the center of our snowflake. Okay? Pretty hard to see, it's so shiny. All right, so let's jump up to this top corner. And because there is so much space and really not well, I guess, you know what? I think I will, because I don't like the way that was glued. So we're going to, let's grab our little snowflake, and we'll grab a smaller, let's see, I'm going to cut a little piece of the dimensional so we can get a little tiny square. Let's see if I can get this to work. Yep, we'll put that right there in the center. And we're going to pop this up right there on the corner. Then we're going to grab our glue, and we're just going to tuck these leaves right underneath this snowflake. Just going to push that down a little so it's not poking over the top of the card. And then I'm going to grab another medium rhinestone. We're going to stick it right in the center. And then we're going to grab a few of the smaller ones and just add them to the front. They'll just look like sparkling snowflakes. And then you have a pretty non-traditional black and silver Christmas card. Thank you, ladies. Something different, right? Really different. So let's pull the inside of the card. And we have 5 1/4 by 4. So this is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And I believe I did Season's Greetings. Let's do our snowflakes first. Let me just grab my dirty white. And I'm going to grab the snowflake from the Chic Season of Chic stamp set. And we're going to just ink it up with some Versamark. And I'm actually going to just do half a snowflake on the right-hand side of the card. And then we're going to do it again on the right-hand side. And you can see the Versamark because my Versamark pad has plenty of different colors on it. And then let's just grab that silver. And while I'm putting this powder on, I'm just going to start up my heat gun so I don't warp too much, okay? So sorry. So we're just going to grab some powder. Let me emboss it. All right, so we have our 2 half snowflakes. Yeah, looks pretty. The tree is from Campology. I just love, like I said, it's not much detail, but it is a nice grouping of trees. All right, so we have our snowflakes. Before I stamp this, I am just going to adhere it to the basic black so it's laying flat. It's still warped just a little bit, so I want to make sure that it is laying flat before I stamp it. Let's get this layered on so it's even. It didn't go on too even, did it? But I'm not going to pull it up. And we're going to grab some memento. And I did use the Season's Greetings. So let's ink it up. We're going to put it right here between the snowflakes. Grab some glue. And let's get this on inside the card. There we go. So there is our black and silver non-traditional Christmas card. And you just can't, you really can't admire it with that light. And then we have a monochromatic Christmas card. We'll just scooch that over. And then we have our traditional Christmas card. So you can use these stamp sets and dies for any style, thanks, any style cards you want. So I hope that you grab your stamp set and create. I'll have a PDF. Thank you so much, everybody. I'll have a PDF for these cards tomorrow, and I promise I will pick a winner from tonight for tonight's drawing. So have a great night. I will see you on Saturday. I'll be around. So we'll get back to our simple Saturday. Thanks for joining me tonight, everybody. I really appreciate each and every one of you so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.